What's up, guys? Vibin' Jivin' back with another podcast plus gameplay. Have you guys ever heard of dark matter and dark energy? Well, I studied it a little bit in school, and these are some of the coolest, most mysterious things in the universe that I've ever learned about. I'm going to tell you all about them while you vibe with some arena gameplay, but before I get started, please consider using code JIVINTV in the item shop, or at least make sure you're using somebody's code because it helps us out a ton. Without further ado, let's get into this video. So let's start out where everything is believed to have begun, the Big Bang. The idea of this theory is that a tiny atom exploded, and from that little atom, our entire universe was formed. That's the very, very basic idea of the Big Bang, and from then on, our entire universe has been expanding. But scientists noticed that something weird was going on with the expansion. And when I say expansion, I just mean all the stars and galaxies in our universe are moving away from each other. So scientists saw that when the universe exploded into existence, the expansion of the universe had begun. However, it would have been expected that while the universe is expanding, the expansion should be slowing down. As in, like, it started out fast and it's going to get slower and slower. But that wasn't the case. At first, when the expansion begun, it was slowing down like it should be, but then randomly, at some point in time, the universe just started expanding faster and faster. It randomly switched from the expansion slowing down to it speeding up and speeding up fast. But why? Shouldn't the galaxies and stars' gravities be pulling each other back together? Everything in the universe is said to have an attraction that should be pulling everything together. But why is that not going on? That's how scientists feel. But eventually, scientists invented the Hubble telescope. This was the best telescope of its time. They sent this thing up into space, that way it could have the best view of everything around us. Because it's in space, the atmosphere won't get in the way of its view. The atmosphere honestly sucks in astronomy because it pollutes our vision and bends the light from the stars, making it really hard to see from the surface of the Earth. But they sent this telescope up into space, and once it got up there, scientists realized that the stars were not following Newton's laws of physics. In other words, it was at that moment that they saw that the galaxies and stars were starting to move away from each other faster instead of slowing down. And that's when they realized that in outer space, things are affected by a different kind of physics that we didn't even know about. Instead of falling towards each other due to gravity, they were starting to move away from each other at an accelerating rate due to a sort of anti-gravity from substances that we can't even see. They called this energy, this substance that's making things move away from each other, dark energy. Spooky, right? They have no idea why or even how this energy exists, but they can study the math and data from the effects of it. That's how they know dark energy is a thing. Even though we don't know what dark energy is, we know that it's causing all these galaxies to move away from each other. They're still working to understand it, and that's one of the biggest reasons I wanted to go into astrophysics in college, was to study dark energy and dark matter, which we're going to talk about in a second. But then, I became a YouTuber and I dropped out. So, similar to dark energy, there's another strange substance in outer space that we can't see. It's called dark matter. Dark matter and dark energy are not related except for the fact that they are both dark, in other words, invisible to our telescopes. The only reason we know that they exist is because we see the effects of them. We see the data, we see the math that's being caused by these things. The effects that we see from dark matter are also super wild. So dark matter works within galaxies, or large groups of stars in solar systems that are rotating around one really big star or black hole. Our galaxy is the Milky Way, and then we got a neighboring galaxy called the Andromeda. So what does this dark matter stuff actually do? Scientists saw that galaxies are rotating far faster than they should be. This means that there is more gravity within galaxies than there should be, which is causing the faster orbit of the stars around the big star in the center. We could also say it like this. We see how many stars there are in our galaxy, and we know how big each of those stars are. We know how fast they should be orbiting around the star in the center. But for some reason, it's orbiting way faster than it should be. So there's something causing it to speed up, something that we can't even see. They realized that there is dark matter, which is a substance in galaxies that have gravity. They have a gravitational pull, causing an increase in the speed that the stars are orbiting. So dark matter is there, we can't see it, but we know it's there because it's causing everything to rotate faster than it should be. It's so weird. But it's all proven math. We know dark matter exists, we just can't see it. There's theories as to what dark matter could actually be made of and why we can't see it in our telescopes. The reason we can't see it is because it doesn't reflect light from the other stars, and it doesn't produce any light. So that's why it's dark. It doesn't reflect light, and it doesn't have any light, or just not enough of it that we can see. If you go to any website, it will say scientists know more about what dark matter isn't than what dark matter is. They know it's there, but can't tell what it is. Again, spooky. And now you might be wondering, like, Jiven, could it be a black hole? Because black holes don't give off any light. But the answer is no, it can't be a black hole, because the thing about black holes is that light bends around them. And we're able to tell that black holes are there based on how much light is being bent around it. So let's say we see a star way off in the distance, and it goes through the black hole. The light will be curved around it, and the light will appear slightly different than we had predicted. And that's how we know black holes are there. So maybe when we're all older, we'll know a little bit more about dark energy and dark matter, but for now, it's a mystery. All we know is the data and math that proves it exists. Now, you know, this is Vibe and Jivin', and we always gotta submit some trippy thoughts for you guys to think about. So think about this. At the start of the universe, everything was expanding, but it started to slow down. Then, randomly, absolutely randomly, it started expanding faster and faster and faster. Scientists claim that it's dark energy, but what if God, whatever God you believe in, put that dark energy there because he or she saw that the universe was starting to collapse? For example, we predicted that after the expansion was over, all the gravity would pull all the stars and galaxies back together. That's the only logic we could see. But something different was happening. It started expanding again. That way the stars and galaxies didn't start to come back together. They started to get further away from each other. So what if God is the reason that happened? What if he or she just randomly put dark energy in there just to fix the universe? The God didn't want to see the world collapse in on itself. It wanted to see it live longer, so God made the universe expand more. And the way God did it was through dark energy. It was just a fix. And the reason I think this is possible is because at first the universe was starting to slow down and collapse in on itself. But then at a random point in time, God was like, nah, that's not gonna happen, and threw dark energy in there to make the universe expand even more. Like I said, trippy thoughts to think about. On top of that, regarding the Big Bang, how did the Big Bang even happen? A tiny atom exploded, and how and why was that atom there? Was the tiny atom just an atom in another universe before ours? Was it exploded by God? Was it even an atom? I have lots of theories on the Big Bang, and if you want to hear more about those, don't forget to sub with noties on, and let me know in the comments if you want to hear about them. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button and use code JivinTV in the item shop. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.